What's up, Wolverines? I'm Lucas Bogardis.
And I'm Jacob Mayhill, and here's your news for today. As the community of Uvalde, Texas mourns the loss of 21 lives, we're starting to hear more from the young survivors and their families. Meanwhile, questions mounting over the timeline and the police response. Luis Martinez reports.
I got really scared and I didn't know who was her or dead.
10-year-old Araleja Santos, who was across campus at Robb Elementary School when shots rang out Tuesday. She said she ran and hid.
And then we started looking around on Facebook, and then I realized that all the people I knew were dead.
Heartbreaking words that a child should never have to say. Edward Silva was barricaded in another classroom.
We turned off all the lights and went to the back of the classroom and put desks in front of us, and we were hiding.
A drill he says they have been practicing since kindergarten. Many families now have the difficult task of comforting the young survivors.
He was asking me, does he have to go to school next year? And I just don't want him to be afraid of school.
Meanwhile, many questions remain, including the timeline of the police response. Police now say they did not engage the shooter before he entered the school, captured on this video. Distraught parents in this video shown arriving on the day of the shooting, pleading with officers to go inside the school in the middle of the standoff.
I told one of the officers myself if they didn't want to go in there, let me borrow a gun and a vest and I'll go in there myself to handle it.
Reporting for WBLN, I'm Luis Martinez.
Russia's war in Ukraine is worsening a global food crisis in the U.S. High prices are straining food banks and increasing the risk of recession. A news report shows the U.S. economy contracted even more than the first quarter than previously estimated in some proper nations. The crisis is causing scarcity and hunger. Russia and Ukraine are usually some of the world's biggest exporters of grain. Russia's President Vladimir Putin is effectively holding it hostage, trying to negotiate fewer sanctions. The International Monetary Fund says the world needs to prevent the food crisis.
From exploding to a point that tens of millions of people are severely affected.
As summer rolls around, you may be looking for how to dress. I spoke to a small tailor shop in Coral Gables to answer this question. In 2001, a small group of gentlemen from around the world decided it was time to make a difference and time to disrupt how men should dress, not only in the Miami fashion scene, but around the world as well.
And initially it was two of my business partners were doing a wholesale business selling suits across the country to other stores like this one today. And I was working at a store across the street in the mall, which had just opened up. And they approached me and offered me an opportunity to come on board as a minority partner. And I took advantage of the opportunity. And being that I had a following in Florida, already in South Florida and Miami in particular from my other work experience, it enabled us to have already somewhat of a base to start from, and especially because it was a men's store, and it was the beginning. Since then we started growing, and today we're pretty well known. So when we first started, we were more of a custom store than we were a ready-to-wear store because we had very little inventory, very little credit, and it was kind of tough to have everything that we have today in the beginning. But slowly but surely we started acquiring credit, building our business and our stock. And now today we specialize in ready-to-wear and custom, where we basically can dress somebody from the beach to the boardwalk. And we have formal wear, jeans, shirts, custom suits, custom pants, you name it, we cover everything today. The main thing I think about Artigiano, besides the fact that we are known for a really good coffee, and our bar is not too bad either, but I would say that this is not your typical retail experience where you walk in and you are like a waiter takes an order and you go in the back and you get what you want and you leave. Most guys, when they come here, they know that they're going to be in the store for some time because you will typically run into somebody and and if not, you're gonna know them by the time you leave because we have that kind of an atmosphere. It's very, very cozy, very friendly, no pressure. We feel that we offer expertise, obviously, in what we do. We've been doing this for a long time. We've established that early on when we just decided to start out with custom, when custom wasn't even readily popular at that time. And the fact that we curate things that are unique. We've never been a cookie cutter type of establishment where we just go out and buy what's popular in name brands. We've always tried to go for what we feel helps our customers identify with themselves, with the contemporary but classic look, so they can feel comfortable and know that they're a little bit edgier but not over the edge. And nowadays, I find that it's especially important for younger men to take interest in dressing up, because as the world and even the business world has become more casual, more relaxed, I think it also helps you to stand out, not just on your knowledge and know-how, but the fact that you know how to put yourself together, especially when most people nowadays don't have a clue. It's amazing how many older men don't even have a clue. So I can imagine a young man that's starting out, if he doesn't have any direction, if he hasn't had any guidance in that world, how important it is for him when he interviews to look professional, to feel professional. When you get dressed up, you feel like you're wearing armor. There's no kinks in your armor. You feel like you're a professional. You stand out, and I think it's very important.
Reporting for WBLN, I'm Jacob Mayhill.
What's up, Wolverines? I'm Matthew Belvides, and here are your sports for today. The NBA playoffs took another huge step last night as the Golden State Warriors defeated the Dallas Mavericks to advance to the NBA Finals for the 6th time in 8 seasons. It was a Golden State-dominated game that ended in a score of 120 to 110, with the leading scorer being Klay Thompson with 32 points and 8 threes. It was also a historic night because the first ever Western Conference Finals MVP award was awarded to Warriors star Stephen Curry. In F1 news, the legendary Monaco Grand Prix is taking place this weekend. The qualifying race is on Saturday, and the final race is on Sunday. Some drivers to look out for are Lewis Hamilton, Max Verstappen, and let's hope Charles Leclerc can break his streak of bad luck. Also remember that the Heat play tonight at 8:30 in Boston as they look to stay alive and even the series up while forcing a Game 7 back in Miami. That's all for your sports today. Now back to the guys at the desk.
Thanks, Matt. Make sure to follow us on all social medias, and from all of us here,
Stay safe
and stay golden, Wolverines.